All right. Oh my goodness, this is so incredible. All right, so let me just see if everything is good. And okay, let's see. Okay, I think I'm live. Okay, all right. I'm just so excited. Trying something new. Just popping in here just to chat and also just to show up and share something that has been incredibly vulnerable for me, and also just to be real, to show up real, and to walk the talk, because I'm all about being authentic. I'm all about helping women to be free, to set them free, to live in their most authentic power, to embody their vortex of stillness, to be in their own element and be so fucking proud and stand tall in their own version of full creative expression. So that's why I'm here. That's why I wanted to come on here to share my breakthroughs and what led up to that. And obviously, I sincerely hope that this is something that will enable you to go out and live your own truth as well. So here we are. I'm going to start. All right. So I am currently in this amazing Voxer mastermind. And one of the things that really came up for me, and this is literally like the one thing that has been in my heart for a long time. And even now, as I speak, I feel like it's something that just needs to come up very gradually. So I'm gonna go and allow that to come through. So when I was growing up, um, even in my youngest, earliest childhood memory, maybe when I was in kindergarten, I remember that I was always really in this form of like chasing energy. I would love to have friends. I would love to specifically befriend someone. And it will almost always turn out to be like I want to be with them, but then they always held this sort of like mysterious kind of energy to me, like this mysterious vibe that I cannot ever break through. And that turned out to be like, oh, you know what, I need to be more to be able to be their friend. I need to do more. And that ends up looking like I always buy gifts. I always show them how much I love them in the form of like writing a very sincere letter, or sending them gifts, um, and also just not really expecting anything in return, but also just wanting very much to be in their world, to be reciprocated in the sense of, they can see me, like they can see me and they can be my friend, and they can walk with me. Obviously at that time when I was going through all of that, I didn't have any idea what I was really, really like what those desires are. Like I had no idea where those desires were coming through from. And so as I as I grew, and I became older, I was about 7 years old. I remember these memories very vividly because they are literally physically imprinted on me, like they are here for me to see. And they came up for me during the mastermind, very much so, because it's a business mastermind, but we talk a lot about how to show up and what we can put out there to call our people in. And so much of it is very much about working with your energy and your presence. And so when I was feeling into this, when I was going through my own game, like my own inner game, as they say, I realized that the inner alchemy that is happening for me is going to entail a moment for me to sit with these memories that are coming up. And these memories that came up were when I was 7 years old. It was probably like the first 2 days at school, first time ever in the new school that I went to. And, I remember wanting to be this girl's best friend so badly. Maybe just like a friend, not even best friend. But I really wanted to be her friend. I wanted to play with her. And I remember there was this such a yo-yo roller coaster being her friend, because one day I could be, her good friend, and then one day I will be not a good friend. So one day she'll be my friend, and then next day she'll unfriend me, and then the next day she'll be my friend again, and then the next day she will unfriend me. Hello everyone, please say hello. I'll just keep going with my story, but please say hello, comment, let me know you're here. I will look back on them, and I will definitely say hello back to you. Um, but I just want to put that out there. I know people are watching. I can see your little eyes, but I have no idea who's here. So just want to put that out there. I love you. So back to the story. So yes, so it was a yo-yo roller coaster of a kind of friendship where I don't even know if it's a friendship, to be honest. Like, one day she's my friend, and then next day she says I'm unfriending you, and then today she friends me, and then the next day she unfriends me. And I had this, like, I just knew that, I didn't have a sense of like, oh, this isn't a good thing for me, obviously. As a child, I literally was 7 years old, and all I really wanted was to have someone to play with me. And, I remember that this was like a group of girls, and there was a girl who, I think in hindsight, looking back, she was pretending to play with me because I had like new sets of stationaries, and was so happy. I remember being so happy when she said she was going to play with me. So we went to the garden, oh, the playground, and started playing. And she picked up one of the stationaries that I brought, and I was so proud of it. I remember my mom bought that set of scissors, and they're really cute scissors with like rabbit ears on them. And I brought them to school, like a whole set of them, because I thought, well, they're gonna love me when I bring this there, and I can share this with them. Maybe I can even give them out to them. Like I said at the beginning, I just gift because I thought by gifting, it will be enough for me to be validated, to be their friend. And so when I did that, the girl picked up one of the scissors and started to do this cutting motion, like in front of me. She was just playing, but I don't know what really happened. I can't remember anymore, but I literally put my hands out, and the scissors just sliced right through my skin, my flesh actually. So it went right through, and I was just bleeding like crazy, and I can still see the little scar here, on my finger somewhere here. And it was like bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And I remember like I walked back to the classroom because she was so scared. She ran back and she didn't tell anyone. She didn't ask for help or anything. And I remember thinking, oh, I just need to keep going because I can't make a fuss. And I sat back at my desk, and we were having this art class, I remember, and blood was just bleeding out of my hand, and we were painting, and I can still remember we were painting this like cherry blossom scene. And and finally, eventually, the teacher saw that, oh my God, you've got blood all over your hands. Like, what have you done? And I was sent to the hospital, and we had it stitched up, and that was all good, right? And then coming back, I had to like befriend her again because she was like, oh, she didn't want to really talk to me because it was like she didn't want people to know that she did that, and I didn't want to tell anyone because I thought, allegiance, loyalty, like don't tell anyone, don't kick up a fuss. um Eventually that group, the same group of girls, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the girls in the group, same group of girls. Another incident happened. We have this thing at school where girls pair up and go to the toilets together. Like, I don't know why, but maybe for safety reasons or whatever. And the teachers allow that. So we did that. And on the way back from the toilets to the classroom, I remember that girl saying like, oh, close your eyes because there are ghosts in front of us and I don't want you to see it. I'm going to tell you this ghost story in this school. It's going to be so scary, but close your eyes. And I literally did that. And many of you will probably think like, you're so stupid. But anyway, I was one of those. I was literally like, this is like the way I am. I believe in you so deeply. I believe in you. I put my heart, I pour my heart into everyone. And at that time when I was a child, I literally did that like so full on, like so innocently, And so I did. I covered my eyes. And what happened after that was I walked myself into a slab of wall. And literally what happened was I punctured my forehead. It was like blood was just gushing out like a fountain, like a geyser. and I had to go for a couple of stitches. And if I lifted my friend, she'll be able to see the scar. It's still a tiny bit of it. It's not a big one, but it's there. And again, this girl was someone who was like, I unfriend you, I friend you, and I don't friend you. And it's like this is a thing that happens all the time. And so I moved through life, and I wanted to share this story because these were moments that were very impressionable for me in hindsight, looking back now, having done so much inner work. And they were like the ghosts at the back of my echo chamber as I grew up. As I grew up and I got older, it's always been like a belief that, on one hand, I would love to have women or friends who would support me, who would genuinely be there for me, who would accept me no matter how different we are, and we can still walk together and be really 100% there for each other. That's always been my hope. Like I wanted like ride or die friends. I would watch my younger sisters have amazing friends like that they are still in touch with, and they would do all kinds of stuff like surprise parties, like whatever, and I never had that. I never had that. And it was something that I craved, but at the same time, I learned to cope with it by closing my heart and saying, like, you can't really believe and trust in anyone. You just can't. Like, the minute you give your trust to someone, you will be betrayed. And that was me for a long time as I was growing up. As I got older, I remember when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I remember I remember this because I wrote about this as well. If some of you have read it before, um, I thought I was gonna have a birthday party, and by the time I got home, I found out that my parents forgot that there was going to be a birthday party, and only one friend turned up. And so I remember writing this piece and I called it There Was No Cake. And there was no cake. And there was only one friend who turned up at my door. And I remember my parents had to like scurry off and rush off and get the cake and pretend that everything was okay and pretend that they remembered that it was my birthday. And it was such a big impression on my subconscious that I remember thinking like, oh, I'm just not worthy of being remembered. That I'm easily forgot, like I'm easily forgettable. Like I'm nothing special. Like that was the thing that was running my subconscious for so long, to the point where, it was almost like a self fulfilling prophecy that I didn't have really close friends. Like friends would just come into my life and then they will move on and come into my life and then move on and they weave in and weave out. And as I continue to rise, as I continue to awaken, coming through from my anorexia, eating disorders, and then coming into a space where I'm now a guide and a mentor, I realized like, whoa, like this is something that comes back often whenever I am moving to the next level, whenever I am, growing my capacity to hold space. Because when I start to awaken, like, and start to really come into the sacred practice of spirituality and be so tapped in and integrated and embodied with the cosmic wisdom, and to really appreciate my body and also be so connected to spirit all at once, and realizing what the mind does and how the mind plays with you. Like when I started to see all these things, when I started to integrate this and also teach these things to other people and guide them through their lives so that they can gain back momentum and gain back purpose in their lives, I realized that so much of our life is a projection. It's what we are looking out of. It's like we have a specific filter to the world outside of us. So if I want to continue seeing the world through this distorted lens, I pretty damn well could. Or I could say, I am so ready to alchemize this. I'm so ready to see that this has been happening to me. It's coming back all the time because it's for me to see. And it's for me to get quicker and faster at alchemizing it so that I can come to a place where I can channel this into an embodied wisdom. And so what came up for me today were these memories that I shared. And it hurts me deeply because, to be honest, as I am ascending, as I'm rising, as I'm doing the work that I'm doing, I have seen many friends drop off. I have seen many people that I used to work with that feel like they don't resonate with the way I do things anymore. But I also want to say I can focus on that, or I can focus on all the great, amazing new people that are coming into my life right now. Like, I have amazing people who want to collaborate. I have summits, I have interviews, and I've met so many incredible people. I have this beautiful group of women that I'm with. I can talk to them, I can be honest with them, and I can share my wisdom. And we are all so different, but we can still be together. And right now, it's okay to say, I can't be at your thing, but I'm going to catch the replay. And it's okay if you can't come to my thing, if it's not your thing. Like, it's so beautiful. And so it really amplified my purpose and my sense of like really deep passion for really sharing with women that you can absolutely lead yourself through everything in your life and you can have it all. And you don't need outside validation to tell you how much you're being loved, how much amazingness you are, what an incredible being you are. You don't need those things to tell you because you already are. And that centeredness, that knowing has to come from within you. It has to come from you first and foremost. Like, it has to be you. And that's when you can walk in this beautiful way that you're just you, like authentically you. You don't have to dress a specific way to fit in. You don't have to speak in a specific way to be part of something. If some people in the group doesn't jive with you, it's totally cool, and you can still be who you are and share your authentic truth. This is so essential because so many clients of mine, they will come to me and they will share with me, like, I've done everything, I do everything, I have all these practices. Sometimes I meditate 2 or 3 times a day, but I still feel wobbly. Like, I still feel like I can't embody my truth. Like, I'm still afraid of doing this. Like, I still feel like I need to know how. Like, I still feel like I need to have 100% success rate before I go do what I want to do. My answer is always embodiment, embodiment, embodiment. We have to come back to love here first. And when I say love, I really mean really deeply knowing that you are love. You don't have love, but you are the love. You are the love that you've always been seeking for. And there is a specific way to do this. And of course, I can get technical into this, but what I'm going to tell you is that it's going to take the integration of mind, body, and breath. We're going to use the breath to fire up the channels in you. We're going to start to integrate all your chakra systems and also connect you to the outer chakras as well. And this is not something that's like, oh, you just made this up. It's literally alchemy that has been around for thousands and thousands of years. And we have to come back to the foundation of alchemy and remember that we are creators, and we created the body not to deny the body. The body can allow us to sense into the signals that is sending out so that we can start to integrate what is being unseen, what is being ignored, or what we've been conditioned to think is shameful or resentful, or things that we shouldn't do or shouldn't be. Those are the things. Those are literally like the Pandora boxes that we want them to come up so that we can really alchemize this and integrate that so that we become more and more embodied in our own wisdom, in our own presence. Do you get what I'm saying here? So when I share so vulnerably the story that I just shared with you, I want you to know that it took me a long time to actually come into a place where I could fully say, that sucked. That really sucked. And that wasn't fair for the child version of who I was. That wasn't fair at all. But I also want to say thank you because that is exactly the experience that really gave me the ability to hold space for women the way that I do. It's given me the ability to get so fired up when I launch my mastermind, because I want to open up a space where women can be different but see each other as leaders, see each other and not say, I judge you, you're less than me, or I judge you, you're more than me, and I'm not good enough. No, I want to open up a space where women can come in and break through the old paradigms of, I have to be the same as you in order to thrive. I have to be the same as you in order to be somebody in this sphere. And I think we're living in such an amazing time when we have an abundance of choices to tap into the abundant potential in us. And it has to start from us if we want to lead with love, if we want to really tap into our full cosmic magnificence, to allow the wisdom to rise through us and live as this cosmic being who is like incredibly tapped into her energy. Her frequency is so beyond. Like she has already decided that this is going to work. This is who I am. I'm going to put this invitation out there for people to join me, and this is it. And at the same time, have the experience of being a human, have the experience of being able to open up and say, look, I'm having a human experience where I'm just feeling not too good today. Can I get your support? Can I ask for your support here? And that is why I love the women I mentor, because they lead themselves through the experience that they're having. I don't need to be there mothering them. That's not the type of mentorship I'm into at all. They can lead themselves and they can come back to me and say, this is what I'm feeling, this is what's going on. And I'm like, okay, good, let's tweak this, let's see what's going on here. I'm feeling into that. Is that what you're feeling too? And oftentimes I can feel something even before they can feel it. And that's the magic. That's the magic I can bring to the table. But walking the experience, walking the path, only you can do that. Only you and just you can do that. And so I want to say this to you as a mentor, as a client of my mentors. I had to walk my own path. I could share the stories that I shared with you, with them, but ultimately I had to be the one who decide, what am I going to do with this now? Am I going to allow this to continue to shame me and pull me back from launching big, big things into the world? Or am I going to allow this to be my alchemized gold? Yeah. So yes, there will be times when, people are going to ignore the messages. They're not going to vibe with it. That's okay. And I think that's what I'm really coming into. And that's why I want to share this, because it is so important when we are up leveling and we want to serve in a bigger capacity as a multidimensional leader. I literally see it as a big mansion that I live in, and there will be energy coming in and there will be energy going out, and I'm totally okay with the energies that are deciding and choosing to leave. I send them love and I send them out, and I'm also welcoming in the new energies without thinking, what do they want from me, or do I need to protect myself? That I don't get into that way anymore. And it is because I've done the work and I continue to do the inner alchemy work, and the work that I shared with you, that was just like the surface of everything that we can do together. And it happens very quickly because we really are riding on the wave of your energy frequency, and we're shifting that at that level. So things happen at the speed of light, because that's how fast energy moves. It's not physical, it's not something that we have to tweak in your mindset, it's nothing like that. And so it's incredibly beautiful. I just want to share this. If you want to tap into the whole video again, I'm going to save this on my timeline so you can absolutely go in and check that out, because it's so important for you to know. And before I head off, I also want to share that, as I mentioned, my mastermind is absolutely open. It is for you if you are ready to dive really deep to the depths of your soul with a mentor who is here to hold space for your full cosmic magnificence. The Siren Goddess Mastermind is absolutely receiving applications right now. So this is a place for the woman who truly wants to break through old paradigms and really rise leader to leader in your own unique cosmic magnificence. This is the place for you, okay? And for the abundant woman, if you want everything in my world, at Mysteries Gate, my 1 year mentorship is open as well. So you can check that out. You will receive access to my masterminds and you will receive access to everything that I do in my world as well. It's an incredible experience. Yeah. And also, before I head off, if you haven't joined yet, I'm doing something really special tomorrow on Friday at 3 p.m. UK time. Vortex of Stillness, it's free. It's gonna be incredibly beautiful. Like, this is the first time I'm actually opening up doors for people to come in via free access. I usually do this with my clients a lot. And honestly speaking, like, this is such a new experience as well for me, that really came through as I felt my state of consciousness just rise to a new level. And so I am honoring that spirit call to lead this. And so I'm going to be hosting that tomorrow, Friday, 5th of May, at 3 p.m. UK time. If you want to receive access to that, just DM me or hop onto the link in my bio. There is the sign up page that you can sign up for it and you can join me live or receive a replay. So it'll be so beautiful. Just find yourself a very peaceful and comfortable place to be for about 45 minutes to 1 hour and receive. Okay? Sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Mwah. And I'll see you very soon.